Hi, this is Heather, and this is my first vlog. Here's some footage I took driving around my hometown of Kokomo, Indiana. I'm 44 years old, and I work from home. I lived back in Kokomo for about 20 years now. Jump scare, that's me working. I know I look, disgruntled, but that's just my face. My job involves a lot of typing to keep it as vague as possible. Watching this, I remember that a lady at the Walmart jewelry counter told me I had fat fingers, and that stuck with me. Shamed me, really. Scarred me. I never worn rings. She's probably dead now, but fuck that lady for shaming younger me. Walmart doesn't have a jewelry counter anymore, so I hope she got rheumatoid arthritis in her hands really bad in her older years. So when I'm not working, I am usually hanging out with my niece, Maddy, seen here. We hang out, she comes over after school, and she stays with me and her paps, and we do stuff. Or I am out with my dog, Sonja. Adopted her a little over 5 years ago, right before the pandemic started. And she usually gets what she wants. She is pretty spoiled. Goes out 10 million times a day. Gets all the treats. But I work a lot, and when I'm not working, I am probably stuck at a red light. This is the Stoplight city after all. Does anyone else have their spices tingle when a car identical to yours drives by? I mean, just in case there's a small tear in the fabric of space and time, and the driver is actually you from the future, or from an alternate universe. What would happen if our eyes meet and become aware of each other? Would one or both of us cease to exist? Or we meet for coffee and shoot the shit and compare notes in our respective universes. I wonder if she wears rings. Anyway, the red lights are really long around here. And now, it's time for some cooking. I'm gonna be making a porkloin in the Crockpot. It's a relatively cheap meal, and it makes a lot of leftovers. You can make different stuff throughout the week. First of all, seasoning your meat. I'm using a Cajun blend, but use salt and pepper at least. Here are the ingredients. It actually calls for cinnamon applesauce, but I didn't have any, so I'm using regular applesauce. And some pumpkin pie spice, because that's cinnamon. You know, take camera to your brown sugar, go ahead, do what you gotta do. I measure with my heart, but I think it calls for about a quarter cup of brown sugar, a cup of applesauce, and then I put a teaspoon of the cinnamon / pumpkin pie spice, and then I got 8 teaspoons of ginger, but this was all I had. I don't like it to be overwhelmingly ginger. So you're going to stir this all together, and a splash of bourbon because I felt fun that day. Stir it all together until you get a nice little mixture like so. Yeah, it looks delicious. And then you're going to pour it on your meat in the crock pot. Like that. Cook it on high for 4 to 6 hours, and you'll have an amazing meal. To celebrate May the 4th, I got a Star Wars Millennium Falcon to build. It's obviously not to scale, it's just a small set. I've really gotten into Legos in the past 6 months because my dad bought a set for my niece, who is 4. He thought it was just regular figurines, but it was a Lego set, and it was Asha's house from the Disney movie Wish. And I put it together for her, and I just felt this most awesome feeling of zen when I was finished with it. So I've gotten several smaller builds since then. Anything under $15 that strikes my fancy seems reasonable. Would I like to spend hundreds of dollars on the more detailed Falcon, or recreate Rivendell from Lord of the Rings? Sure, but I like the space here, and I also get severe buyer's guilt. This took me about 15-20 minutes total to build, and it was quite fun. For the price, it was only $5, and now I have a tiny Falcon that lives on my desk and I can look at it every day. So if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. I plan on making more videos in the future, and if you like this video, subscribe, give me a like or a comment, or not. I mean, not gonna offend me or anything, but thank you. Have a good day.